How's doing, guys? Welcome back to the CodeMet. Today we are starting a new series on tricks of the competitive programming. In this series we will try to learn different tricks which can be helpful to improve your time or space complexity. It's again a different way of solving a problem, but as compared to your normal approach, using these tricks you may have a better performance in terms of space and time complexity. And in today's session we will try to understand two pointers approach. This is one of the best trick to reduce the time complexity. In this session we will try to understand what is a two pointer approach, and then we will try to understand why one should be knowing the two pointer approach, what advantage we will get with the two pointer approach. And based on different variations to that, based on how the pointers are moving, we have two different types of two pointer approach. We will understand that also. All right, and then we will try to take one example problem, and then we will try to find out what is the difference between if we will solve it with a normal brute force approach versus a two pointer approach. All right, and at the end we will list down some of the problems which can be solved with the two pointer approach. Okay, before we start, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We solve a lot of competitive problems, and we will solve many interview related problems. Let's get started. What is a two pointer approach? Two pointer approach is used to search elements from the given array or a given linked list or a kind of a linear data structure. All right, it used to two pointers in one loop over a given data structure. This is quite a common approach and mostly used in linear data structure like arrays and linked lists. So two pointer approach is like you have two pointers, you are starting from some indexes, and you will try to find some common numbers or common elements from the given arrays or linked lists. All right, why one should be knowing this two pointer approach? What are the advantage we can get is it uses a two pointers, as we already discussed, to solve the problem, and because of that sometimes problem getting solved of n cube and of n square time complexity can be solved in a of n. So what it says is of n square or of n cube problem with the brute force we can solve it with a linear time complexity with the normal two pointer approach. All right, now let's understand what are the two different ways of two pointer approach. So in the two pointer approach, the first one is opposite direction movement. So what it says is in this approach mostly one pointer starts from the beginning of your data structure, and other pointer will start at the end of your data structure. All right, so if you see in the image, so one pointer will start from the head and other pointer will start from the tail, and both will move towards each other until they will find out a desired result. All right, the second approach is a same direction movement. In this approach both the pointer, they might be start from head or they both start from the tail, and they move in a same direction until they reach to the desired result. All right, so if you see both the pointers will start with from the start or end, and it will move in a one direction only. All right, now let's understand one problem and try to see what is a two pointer approach, how we can get a time complexity of linear with the two pointer approach. So if you see here, the definition from the one of the lead code problem is says 2 sum 2 and given array is sorted. Again, two pointer approach is very helpful in a case of when your input or given data structure is in a sorted order, then only it will be more beneficial. Now how it will be more beneficial we will understand with this example. So what this example says is, given an array of integer that is already in sorted in ascending order, find two numbers such that they add up to the specific target number. The function toSum should return indices of those two numbers such that they add up to the target, where index 1 must be less than the index 2. All right, now what it says is you have given one target number and one sorted array is given to us. We need to find out one pair from the sorted array. If you do addition of those two numbers, that will be a match to your target number, and we need to return that indexes where we can get this kind of a result. All right, now let's see the example what is given into the problem is. So here the given array is 2, 7, 11 and 15, and target is 9 and output is 1 and 2. So what it says is 1 and 2, if you do add up, or do sum of it, the target you will get is 9. All right, so now let's understand how two pointer will solve with a linear and what is a brute force approach for this. All right, so we are taking this different array as compared to what given in the problem, just for a better understanding. All right, so the given array is also in a sorted order, and we have a target sum which we want is 19. All right, now if you do a brute force, so what you will do is you will start your I from here, and you will do a, so what we want is we want to find out two pairs, S1 and S2. all right, which if you do S1 plus S2, that will be 9, or your target. This is what the output we want. To find out this S1 and S2, what we can do in the brute force way is one loop can go from each node or each number, and second loop will check for the S2. all right, so if the given array of I plus array of j, if this match to your target, then we can return that I and j. all right, so but as you are taking it two loops, one is for I and other for loop is for j. all right, so what happens is here your total time complexity for this logic is going to be of n square, because we have two loops, one is for S1, second is for S2. all right, so how we can solve it in a linear time complexity? So here hint is given array is in a sorted order. So if you see from starting, the each number is in incremental order, or it is in increasing order. all right, so let's start our one pointer from here. We will put one pointer over here, and we will put second pointer over here. all right, and we will first check what is the sum we are getting with this two number. So let's say for first time we are getting sum of a of I and your a of j, we are getting is 2 plus 20, that is 22. What we are expecting here, that is a 19. Current sum is a higher as compared to what we are expecting. all right, so in this case, which cursor or which pointer we will move so that we whatever the sum we got from here will be close to 19. What I mean is which is very near to 19. We are not currently interested right now directly we will get to 19, but we will try to reach to 19. all right, so if you see, let's say I have this pointer as well as this pointer. If you see, if I will try to move this pointer and I will keep this as a steady, then if you see, it will increase your sum. When you increase your I, let's say you decided to move this pointer. all right, so now you have a 3 and 20, so your sum has been increased. all right, and if you move this pointer on this side here, and you decided to keep this pointer as is. all right, so in that case we are getting 15 plus 2, that is a 17. all right, so two things we got from here. One thing is, if you move my left pointer, then I'm getting a higher sum. That means whatever the previous result I got, as compared to that, my next result will be higher. When I'm moving my right pointer to the left hand side, that time I'm getting a lesser number. That means whatever the previous result I got it, as compared to that, my current result is lower. So with this result, we can move our pointers. Let's say currently we got a 22, which is a higher as compared to my target. That means I want to go near to the 19. So what I will decide is, I don't want to move this pointer, because that is going to be, you have a 19, you got a 22. Now you don't want to go to 23, because that is going to be difference or error is going to be higher, unless you will try to reach in this range, in this direction. all right, so what we will do is we will try to move our right pointer to the left hand side. okay, So let's say you decided to move over here. The next result we got is we keep I is equal to same as is, we moved this pointer. So next time we got 2 plus 15, that is going to be 17. All right, 17, I want 19, that means my 17 is smaller as compared to 19. I am interested to get a 19. All right, so in that case, how to get the 19? Because I want to increase my sum as compared to previous. So in that case, I will shift my left pointer to the right hand side. So I will take now this time from 0 to first index. I'll take this one is at here, 15 plus 3. So the next sum I will get is 18. Still it is smaller as compared to my target. I will again move this one more node to the this side. All right, so third time or fourth time I will get 5 plus 15, so that will reach to 20. I want my target 19. Okay, but that is higher. That means now I go on other direction on this side. Previously I was at this 18, now I am in this direction. So that means I need to move this pointer to the left hand side, then only I will get closer to the 19. All right, so when I move to here, let's say 12, so my this side pointer is at a 5, this side is at a 12. So 5 plus 12, that is going to be 17. All right, which is again not closer or not match. So we will try to, because this is a smaller as compared to 19, we will try to move this pointer to the one more node. We reach to here 0, 2 and 3. All right, so from here you will again do a sum. Let's say sum you will do is 7 plus 12, and that is 19, which is a exact what we are expecting. So in that case we will return I from here and j from here. All right, so if you see, within a single loop we have completed our desired target sum, and we found S1 and S2. In our case, I and j, we are interested in the indexes, so we will return I and j. But if you see, overall time complexity of this problem is, as we iterated only single time, so it is going to be always often. So as we discussed, now let's see. So in the brute force, as in the previous solution, it will solve with O of n square, and the 2-pointer approach we have solved within the O of n. All right, now let's go through the code once and understand the approach. So here the given array, input array is in sorted order, and we have given one target which we would like to check. So we have started and initialized 2 pointers. One is lower pointer, one is higher pointer. So your lower pointer will start from 0, higher pointer will start from the end of the array, and we would like to do a loop continuous until we find a one match pair where sum is equal to target. So we will do till this continuation, and during this continuation we will move the left or your low or higher pointer. All right, so how we will decide which pointer needs to move? If your sum will be smaller than the target, that means we need to go more closer or need to increase your low pointer to the right hand side. And same way, if your sum is higher, then need to move your higher pointer to the left hand side. And at the end we will return low plus 1 and high plus 1. That is the index we want to return. Plus 1 we are doing because it is expecting to have a non-zero based index, so we are adding 1 to that. All right, now let's go back. Now let's see some of the example. So this one, the example we have seen is kind of a opposite direction 2 pointers, where one start from the start and other start from the end. There could be a solution where both the pointers starts from the single end. All right, for example, detecting a cycle in a linked list where your slow and fast pointer both start from the same node. So that is an example of a same direction 2-pointer approach. All right, now these are the some of the examples which are related to the first 5 example from the lead code is from the opposite direction approach where you need to apply a 2-pointer approach, but it is in the opposite direction. You need to move your pointers. All right, and the second 5 examples that are the like same direction movement of those pointers we have to apply. What I would recommend is, guys, please go with this example, try to solve, apply your whatever that you have learned from this problem, try it yourself. And if you face any difficulties, please write it down in the comment box. We'll try to address those things. I'm also putting the links for these problems in the description. You can find it out. That's it in this session. Hope you guys like it. Please do like, share and subscribe within your network. Thank you guys. See you in the next time.